You are looking at the spanking new Rose Garden Arena, Portland, Oregon, the home of the Portland Trailblazers, as we get set for the Knicks and the Blazers. And we'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching the WTA Tour Championship. We'll have, incidentally, comprehensive updates on that Fernandez-Rubin match. But now it is basketball. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert, along with John Andres. And this, the first of a three-game Western road trip for the New York Knicks to come off another well-executed, productive all-around game and the victory over Utah at the Garden on Sunday.
Yes, Marv, the secret to the success of the Knicks has been their balance, their sharing of the basketball, and it also takes a lot of pressure off people because they get open shots by moving the ball as well as they have been lately. And they were terrific Sunday against Utah with that ball movement. The Knicks swinging the ball from side to side, and boy, did they find a hot hand in John Starks, who had 5 for 5 from three-point range in the first half. And then how about this beautiful sequence where the ball moved from side to side? They really spread the defense out. And at the end of that movement, Derek Harper had a three-point shot as well. For the Knicks, tremendous balance in their last 3 games, with 3 guys going 20 points or better for 3 straight games. Thursday against Indiana, Harper, Ewing, Starks. Friday, Harper, Ewing, and Mason. And Sunday, Harper, Starks, and Charles Oakley. Now, the last time the Knicks had 20-point or more scorers for 4 straight games, 3 players that is, was back in December of 1980. The Knicks at that time put 4 games together rather, where they had 3 players with 20 points or better. So that's a nice kind of roll to come on the road with tonight, and it's always difficult, as we know, Marv, to play with that kind of balance on the road.
And they are going up against a Portland team that is having its problems, record of 2-4. They've been hit by injury. Their major bright spot, though, the all-around play of Clifford Robinson, who comes in averaging better than 27 points per game.
He's one of these rare players at 6'10" who can kill you from outside as well as inside. He comes off a 39-point game against Chicago in their last game on the road. But Robinson has it all. His jump shot from long range has really been blistering teams in the NBA thus far. He's also very effective inside, and he can play low post back to the basket and use tremendous speed, much like Anthony Mason does around the basket. And this year, Robinson is tearing it up at over 27 points a game, second to Michael Jordan right now in the NBA. Shooting the ball well at 45% on the average, 55% from three-point range. So no question Robinson is the focus of the Knicks defense tonight, and I would think Anthony Mason will try and do something to reduce those numbers.
All right, so it's the Knicks and the Blazers coming up from the new Rose Garden. We'll be back with the introduction of the starting lineups right after these words.
Light Amateur Beach Challenge. They're lean. They're mean.
They're killing us. Yeah!
IT. Get your tickets now.
Introducing Membership Rewards from American Express, a rewards program that makes every dollar you spend add up to a world of choices just by using the card. For a gift, something you need, the possibilities seem endless, and all of them are free. With the Membership Rewards program, you decide where to use your rewards and what works best for you. So enroll today in Membership Rewards. Call 1-800-AXP-EARN.
Big-time boxing at Madison Square Garden is back in a big way. WBO World Lightweight Champion and Olympic gold medalist Oscar De La Hoya defends his title at the world's most famous arena against quick-punching Jesse James Leha. The return to the Mecca puts championship boxing back where it belongs. De La Hoya versus Leha, Friday, December 15th at Madison Square Garden. Tickets on sale now at the Garden box office at all Ticketmaster locations. The return to the Mecca, Friday, December 15th. Be there.
How does Minota stay on top?
Do you think that I'd zoom to Bora Bora without my new Explorer?
I can keep my little girl at any age with Minota's Freedom Family Zoom.
I ain't know about being #1, and the max I'm through in the SI keeps Minota on top.
This Minolta Compact can't zoom to 140 millimeters? I lied.
Only from the mind of Minota.
Try the
action, Zoom, and you've joined Club Minolta.
Boom, laka, boom, laka. Here's Mueller. Shot. Nice give and go. Boy, what a beauty. Hey, hey, hey. You getting stronger.
You're gonna feel that too.
I want to. I want to. I want to take you higher. Next door embassy will take you higher.
Look out.
Boom, laka, boom, laka. Boom, laka, boom, laka. Here's Mueller. Shot. Nice give and go. Boy, what a beauty. Hey, hey, hey.
You getting stronger.
You're gonna feel that too.
I want to. I want to. I want to take you higher. Next door embassy will take you higher.
Look out.
Boom, laka, boom, laka.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you by Beechwood Aged Budweiser, the king of beers. This Bud's for you. By American Express. By Nobody Beats the Wiz Home Entertainment Centers. By Delta Airlines, official airline of Madison Square Garden. And by Citibank, for banking anytime, anywhere, any way you choose. At Citibank, the city never sleeps.
This is Bob Page with an update on our tennis match from the Garden. Set point, Chanda Rubin serving at the top of your screen. Mary Jo Fernandez will come to the net after a brief rally. Her drop shot ends it. She breaks Rubin to win the second set, 6-2, match tied at 1 set each.
All right, Bob, and the Knicks being introduced to the crowd. The Portland Trailblazers will be introduced in a moment. The New York Knicks with a record of 5-1. They have won 3 straight. They are 3-0 on the road. And now the introduction of the Portland Trailblazers as we join the public address.
And now, let's welcome home your Portland Trailblazers. Starting at 1 forward, the second leading scorer in the NBA this season and a darn fine carpenter, Clifford Robinson. At the other forward at 6'9", number 44 out of Oklahoma, Harvey Grant. In the middle at 6'11", welcome number 24, Chris Dudley. And a guard from Temple, 6'5", number 23, Aaron McKee. And at guard, 6'3", number 1, Ross Strickland. The trainers, Dave Jensen. Assistant coaches, Rick Carlisle, Johnny Davis, and Dick Harder. And the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers, P.J. Carlesimo.
Well, a familiar face to New York area basketball fans in a second year with the Blazers, P.J. Carlesimo. Why the slow start by Portland? They have won only 2 of their first 6 games. Well, earlier John talked about that with P.J.
Well, we're not playing near as well as we had hoped. We thought a good preseason despite a lot of injuries, and we're missing a couple of key guys. Buck Williams is the biggest one that we need to get back. But I think we thought we'd play a little better earlier than we have so far. We were 1-3 on a recent road trip, even though we played better than that. You know, we're still only looking at 2 wins, and we have to step it up a little bit. We've become a little too dependent on Rod and Cliff, even though they're our best players, and kind of the opposite of what we talked about with the Knicks. We need more people producing if we're going to be successful.
Very tough times for P.J. Carlesimo and his team. They're trying to build a new team here. And meantime, the schedule has come up a lot earlier than they had hoped for because they're not ready. They lost a game to New Jersey when they started that road trip by 20 points. And then Detroit they lost to. They beat Minnesota and then finally lost to Chicago on Saturday.
They come off a 110-106 loss in Chicago, although Portland shot 52% from the field. The replacement officials are Gary Zielinski, Keith McClellan, both from the CBA. Question is who is jumping center. Patrick Ewing is patiently waiting, and now Chris Dudley steps forward. And And it is controlled by Rod Strickland of the Trailblazers. Blazers were hoping that Arvydas Sabonis would be back in action. He's been bothered by a sprained right ankle, and we've just been told, although he went through the pregame warm-ups, that he will not play. Once again, he will sit it out. This is McKee. Got the step and then rejected by Ewing. Grant on the follow. Harvey Grant, who has not been getting the shots, was able in one motion to hit the outside jump for a 2-0 Blazer lead.
If he stepped it up and shot like that throughout a game, why, this team would win a lot more games. He's been quiet, very quiet since he joined the Trailblazers.
Oakley attempting the three. Rod Strickland coming off a fine all-around performance against Chicago, though he did miss a big shot down the stretch in the final seconds. Oakley on the reach-in foul. So here is Clifford Robinson, who Saturday night in Chicago won off his career high 39 points on 15 of 22 from the field. And he's been averaging 12 free throws per game. Clifford Robinson second to Michael Jordan at 27.3 per game. 12 foul shots per game, and that is high in the league.
Yes, he's taken 75 foul shots for the season now. His closest teammate is at 39, Rod Strickland.
Ewing with the drop step. And back comes Strickland. We are just underway in Portland. Strickland changed his mind as he went up for the shot. Very few guys could make that decision while in the air. Robinson shooting over Mason. Oakley leading the break. And the pass broken up. But it will be Nick Ball.
You like Charles Oakley for maybe 2 dribbles coming out off the defensive boards, but after that he starts pushing passes, and he's lucky the Knicks got that ball back, because that wasn't going to make it through to Mason.
Oakley, well, Charles coming off the strong game on Sunday, 6 of 10 shooting for 20 points. Able to hit that deep shot. Here's Dudley. And back comes Hopper.
What was that shot, Marv? What do they call that?
Sweeping hook shot.
Oh, hook shot. Oh, hook
yes,
shot.
One of your favorite shots that we have. Have we seen one this season?
I think that was the first. I cherished the moment.
Mason operating against Grant. Hopper for 3. And the rebound handled by McKee. Aaron McKee is wearing that protective mask because of an injured left eye. Has had some problems seeing the court. 2.5 gone by. We're just underway. Dudley not able to handle. Starks. John Starks. Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing bothered by the sore knees. As a result, sat for 7.5 minutes the other night against Utah, spanning the 3rd and 4th quarter. Lost his balance just a moment ago.
You know how rare that is to see a player on the offensive end get a rebound off the floor and then convert it. I mean, you may not see that again the whole season.
Here's Starks from downtown. John Starks, who was on fire on Sunday, 6 of 9 from three-point land, is able to hit on his first long-range attempt.
Each time down court, Clifford Robinson has been met by either Mason or Oakley.
Knicks with a 7-3 lead. Grant, Ewing changed that shot. And Oakley tried to deflect it off Dudley, but could not. It will be Portland ball.
Well, Ewing got that 32-minute workout on Sunday, and as you were mentioning, Marv, he felt like he should have played a little more, perhaps. But right now, there is tremendous liveliness in his legs at the defensive end.
Robinson for 3. He hit 6 of 7 the other night against the Bulls. Hopper is fouled by Rod Strickland, who's certainly been the topic of conversation in Portland and in the New York area, granted a continuance yesterday on that misdemeanor assault charges that he faces in a Bronx criminal court, the result of the incident, alleged incident, in which he was accused of striking the mother of his 5-year-old son. Meanwhile, the Knicks continue to roll. They are up 9-3. Strickland did not attend the hearing. He was represented by his New York attorney. He was arrested last Monday after surrendering to police in New York. If convicted, he faces up to a year in jail. These are alleged charges, but not a pretty picture for Rod Strickland. Illegal defense has been called on Portland. Right here, we'll check in with Bob Page.
All right, Marv, here's an update from the third set of the tournament in progress at the Garden. Mary Jo Fernandez serving up top against young Chanda Rubin, making her first appearance in this big event. Nice point here. 2-1, Fernandez wins it. She goes up. She now leads 3-2 in the third. Not a commercial break.
It's late at night. Do you know where your children are? Keep in touch with the Motorola pager from Nobody Beats the Wiz. Excuse me, I've got to use the phone.
If we continued at this speed to show you all the styles of top brand Western boots for men and women that you'll see on display at the Western Boot Warehouse outlet in Albertson, this 30-second commercial would have to last at least 10 minutes. The Western Boot Warehouse outlet in Albertson features all the top brands like Justin, Tony Lama, Nakona, Dan Post, Lucchese, and Fry, all at prices from 15 to 35% off list. The Western Boot Warehouse outlet in Albertson. If it's Western boots you want, come to where you'll see them all.
Save me! Save me! Save me!
Oh.
Out of 5. Dentists. Skids by Crypt.
Right after that illegal defense was called, a timeout taken by Portland. And we resume with Harper posting up on Strickland and foul. Grant came over to help. Rod Strickland called for the foul.
Interesting matchup. Both players very strong for their size. Strickland, as I've always said, Marv, is a lot taller than he looks if you're sitting in an arena watching him play. He looks like he's maybe about 6'2", but he's a very strong 6'3", and plays tall, as does Harper. So that'll be interesting to see if Strickland responds now and posts up Derek down low at the other end.
Derek Harper these days, and that he's taken it to the hoop, spending much time at the line. He was 10 for 12 the other night. Knicks 10, and the Trailblazers 3. Blazers having their shooting difficulties here at the start. Dudley sets the screen for Strickland, and Oakley with the rebound. John, you think back to years gone by with the Blazers having strong teams, of course, back in the 70s with the championship group. That will count, and the foul. Ewing getting credit for the continuation, and the Knicks had such difficulty, as you would expect. Even when the Knicks had good clubs, they had problems winning here in Portland.
Patrick has been shooting the ball, Marv. I believe every time he's gotten his hands on it, he is playing with tremendous confidence and determination. He seems to have fire early in this game with Chris Dudley trying to stay with him.
3-point play for Ewing, and the Knicks are up 13-3. So overall, the lifetime record, the Knicks have won only 8 of 34 here in Portland, but they have taken 4 of the last 5. And you can hear the boos from the crowd reacting to the horrendous shooting by the Blazers here at the start. Oakley, yes. Meanwhile, the Knicks on fire. And with 6.5 to go in this opening quarter, it's a 15-3 Knick lead. Now the crowd trying to get Portland going. McKee checking the shot clock. McKee with a nice move. Aaron McKee, a second-year man from Temple, ending the 15-0 Knick run. Oh, Harper got a piece of it. Harper on the steal, and then recovered by Robinson, but he could not control, and kicked it out of bounds. So the ball back to the Knicks.
Well, this beautiful new Rose Garden Arena is filled with people who have been asked to pay more money and come out here and support this team, and the team is going through a very difficult time right now, so they're going to show their impatience.
Portland went 4.5 minutes without scoring. Ewing getting the roll. So Patrick Ewing has come out and hit 4 of 6 from the field. He has 9 points.
He's got an early 40-point game look about him, Marv.
Knicks with a 17-5 advantage. Robinson. Clifford Robinson, who was feeling for the presence of Anthony Mason, and then able to make the nice move. The Knicks 17, the Trailblazers 7.
He made very respectful remarks about Mason's defense and his prowess in that department in the papers today.
Mason off the fake on Grant. Dudley rebounds. Dudley averaging 11 rebounds per game. And the tip. So Clifford Robinson able to tip it home for a 17-9 Knick lead. Second basket for Robinson. They isolate Harper against Strickland. Yes. Beautiful shot by Derek Harper, doing it off the dribble.
Strickland was protecting the drive, getting down real low, but Harper came back to the jump shot.
19-9 Knicks. Dudley, like he lost the handle. Ewing able to recover. Ewing staring at the official, Keith McClellan. He thought he was fouled. Again, Mason posting. And a foul on Grant.
An official always feels when a player on defense reaches around his opponent, feels safe in making the call. It's a good gamble by an official, but it isn't always accurate. Sometimes the defensive man is able to do it cleanly. Here's Grant reaching around, made a good deflection.
Ewing had it knocked away by McKee. Knicks got back very effectively, preventing the fast break. Strickland bottled up, lost it. The look-away pass from Harper and the foul on Grant, getting a piece of Mason.
Harper with the good decision. He wanted to go to Oakley, but it got a little busy on the left as Harper and Oakley were coming down court. Harper's quick hands.
Shooting for the Knicks, Anthony Mason.
Just takes that ball out, pushes it up court, and Mason now at the foul line.
And Mason has been shooting well at the line, just under 80%. The Knicks on Sunday against Utah, 56 free throws, 43 of 56.
Only Charles Oakley, among the top players for the Knicks, is shooting the foul shots at a better percentage than Mason.
The Knicks 20, Portland 9. Start of a 3-game Western swing for the Knicks. McKee going into traffic. It counts in the foul. Aaron McKee with that protective mask, playing with the injured left eye that he suffered in training camp. An injury that will take about a month to heal, but did not bother him. He was not shy about taking it to the hoop. Knicks have the lead with 3.5 left. First quarter. McKee off the turnover. Robinson passing on the shot. Strickland. And Starks gets to it. Ewing went down. Starks with the pull-up. It's not usually his shot, taking that jumper. Robinson. So the Trailblazers within 6. The Knicks at one point reeled off 15 unanswered.
Trailblazers are competing hard, and McKee is giving them a nice early lift here. He's a tough matchup for Starks at 6'5".
Oakley with the pick. Starks, yes, just did beat the 24. That's a three-pointer for John Starks, his second of the game.
Most players who had advanced as far as Oakley did would have taken the shot, but he made obviously a good move in favor of John Starks.
A new 24 for the Trailblazers. Dudley and Oakley in a battle for position. And a foul. It's on Hopper. 2:11 to go in this first quarter. Let's check in once again with Bob Page.
All right, Marv, back to the tennis. Chanda Rubin serving, but Mary Jo Fernandez continuing to lead in the third set. A beautifully placed cross-court backhand shot puts Mary Jo up 4-2. She won the next game and is now up 5-2. Well, let's go to these messages.
Dad?
Yeah?
There's something I want to tell you.
What is it, son?
Well, Dad, you're my dad.
So enroll today in membership rewards. Call 1-800-AXP-EARN.
Emma, seems like we've known each other forever.
Yeah, I know. 2 weeks.
Will you marry me? 'Cause Emma, I love you, man.
Oh, Johnny, you're not getting my Bud Light.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Johnny?
Make it a Bud Light.
Jane?
It's Joan.
Jane, Joan, whatever. I feel like I've known you forever.
Back at the Rose Garden, capacity crowd better than 21,000 on hand at this new arena, the new home of the Portland Trailblazers. The Knicks have been blazing here at the start, 9 of 16 shooting. They're up 23-14 as we come upon 2 minutes left, first quarter. Robinson to the fadeaway.
We saw a lot of net move. He's 6'10", and he can dribble the ball, spin, and take a very tough shot under pressure.
Hubert Davis has come on for the Knicks, replacing John Starks. Gary Grant, who has played extremely well, will check in a moment. Mason going 1-on-2 and hitting the reverse. So the Knicks are up 25-16.
Deftly handling that right-handed finale to that move. Hopper with the steal.
Yes, Childress got picked. Randolph Childress, the rookie from Wake Forest, had it taken out of his hands by one of the masters in the history of the NBA in terms of steals, Derek Hopper. Dudley looking for the pass. Shot clock at 5. Dudley again to the hook. And rebounded by Mason. Knocked away by Robinson. Last touch by the Knicks. And now Gary Grant comes on for Derek Hopper. Another solid effort by Derek. Sits down with 6 points. And Gary Trent, the 6'8" rookie out of Ohio University, the man who was labeled the Shaq of the MAC at Ohio U, has come on. P.J. Carlissimo, though disappointed with the play, particularly in preseason, of Trent, and Antonio Wingfield, who has not done it and is out of the rotation. McKee with the head fake on Davis. Beautiful move. And Oakley with the rebound. Here's Grant, played by Childress. Ewing from deep. Yes. Patrick Ewing, 5 of 7, 13 points.
Dudley didn't bother to go out to Ewing, just figuring that there's no way he's going to make it from that distance.
29-16, New York. And knocked out of bounds. Last played Last touch by Mason with 9 on the shot clock.
Trent has been dying to play. Only played 16 minutes on the recent 4-game road trip. He's getting Wingfield's time now and looking very hard to make an impression.
Robinson with a fourth shot. Dudley, it counts, and the foul. Foul on Oakley.
You think Oakley fouled him, Marv? Wow, did he send him to the floor. That's one of those fouls you just won't see an argument on. Watch this, Oakley rocking Dudley.
Charles Smith checking in for the first time, replacing Charles Oakley, who leads with 4 points. And always an adventure when Chris Dudley steps to the line, although he comes off a 6 of 10 at the line the other night against Chicago. A career 45% free throw shooter.
10 of 20 this year so far at 50.
Knicks with an 11-point lead. Oh, he spun it home. 3-point play for Dudley. Down to 10 seconds in the quarter as Grant handles against Childress. Ewing. So that is the end of the first quarter. The Knicks led by as many as 13. They are up by 10 after 1 here at the Rose Garden.
In addition to a 6-speaker Bose audio system, climate
Me that.
Page him again.
I'll page him again.
If your pager can't confirm delivery, call 1-800-SkyTel.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by Toyota. I love what you do for me. Toyota. By MetLife. Get Met. It pays. And by Hertz. For business, for pleasure, nobody does it exactly like Hertz.
Bob Page with a final update on the tennis from the Garden. Away, but now must face top seed Steffi Graf in the next round.
All right, Bob, we're set for the second quarter. James Robinson, 3-year man from Alabama, has checked in for the first time for the Trailblazers. Anthony Mason at point forward, handling against Gary Trent. Hot shooting first quarter for the Knicks. Charles Smith going to work against Clifford Robinson. And a 3-second violation on Mason. Knicks are going now with Grant and Davis at the guards. Mason, Smith, Ewing up front. Robinson handling against Davis. Robinson lost Davis on the pick. Ewing snatching the rebound.
Robinson thinks shot first, pass second.
And a travel is called. Notice Anthony Mason, as he was banking his way on Trent, indicating to the referee he thought that Dudley had committed the illegal defense, and Chris Dudley motioned, no, I'm okay. I'm legal.
Mason doing 2 things at once, right?
10-point lead for the Knicks with this second quarter unfolding. Strickland coming up with an air ball on that short flip. And here's Grant. Eric Grant has played very well in his early days here as a New York Knick, although he says he's not in true basketball shape. He said he's in treadmill shape.
I think a lot of people listening to the game who spent time on treadmills would love to be in the shape Gary Grant's in. It's all relative.
Ewing. Oh, beautifully done by Patrick Ewing, who also thought he was fouled. 15 for Ewing.
That's one of those gorgeous Ewing moves that you see once in a blue moon, but that was beautiful.
And Chris Dudley right back. 31-21. The Knicks have led by as many as 13, maintaining this large lead right throughout the first half. Ewing. Smith let it go. Dudley claiming that Smith made contact with the ball on the rim. But Ewing with the bucket.
Well, Ewing is looking to fire every time. And he is carrying the Knicks once again.
And a foul is called against the Knicks. It is on Davis.
Another move of Ewing's a moment ago, driving across the lane. Look at the ground he covers on one dribble and how beautifully he finishes using the backboard.
And back live, Clifford Robinson. Robinson hitting from downtown. He's the high man for Portland with 12. 9-point Knick lead. Davis able to split through, and he is clobbered. Nice move on the dribble by Hubert Davis.
Yes, he split the defenders and then gathered steam and went even closer to the hoop. Beautiful move here. Deftly handling the ball and then dealing with 3 Trailblazers.
Shooting for the Knicks, Hubert Davis.
Hubert Davis did not get the playing time against Utah, only 9 minutes the other night. Don Nelson very pleased with the way his club has played over the first 6 games. Particularly, you look back to preseason, there were a number of questions. The Knicks were not impressive, particularly in the games at the Garden. They finished at 4-4, and they came out, played well. Those first 2 road games against Detroit and Milwaukee. Trent was blocked, and back come the Knicks. One Knick loss to the Phoenix Suns at the Garden, the game that saw Anthony Mason ejected.
Keep Strickland up.
After Mason was shutting down Charles Barkley. Here's Grant. And Clifford Robinson able to handle.
Yes, the Knicks could be perfect.
Strickland. Rod Strickland finishing off the break. That pass off the mark. So the Blazers in the midst of a good run. Strickland challenged Smith. Has the great ability while getting hit to still get the shot off. The foul on Charles Smith. And Rod Strickland will go to the line. You see James Robinson shaken up. Took a shot on the side of the head.
Rod Strickland last year enjoyed a tremendous game at Madison Square Garden. Trailblazers lost to the Knicks, but he had his career high 36 points with a series of dazzling moves that only he can execute. New York fans who have seen Rod over the years, including his first 2 years in the NBA with the Knicks, have seen him perform beautifully from time to time, and last year he was really on his game at the Garden.
Rod Strickland spent a year and a half with the Knicks, then traded to San Antonio. Remember that deal for Maurice Cheeks, and then signed with Portland as an unrestricted free agent. This is 4th year with the Blazers. Beautifully done by Gary Grant. 37-27 Knicks.
Gary did that without any picks. He just picked apart the defense of Portland.
Quick release by Robinson. Ewing with the box out. And Grant pushes it down. Trying to hit Smith with the look away. Grant knocked it away. Strickland. 37-29 Knicks. With 4 minutes gone by, second quarter.
Boy, the shooting percentage of the Blazers has changed dramatically in their favor over the last 8 minutes or so.
Got off to the slow start. They went 4.5 minutes without a point at one stretch. And the first quarter, the Knicks reeling off a 15-0 spurt. Davis for 3. Dudley on the rebound.
One of the concerns of the Blazers is the playing time of their key players. Strickland and Clifford Robinson have been playing on the average over 40 minutes a game. So P.J. Carlissimo has to keep his eye on that.
That is a concern, whether they are carrying too much of a load, particularly when you consider it's not yet. Well, we are just about mid-November. These guys are averaging over 40 minutes per game.
As an example, Marv, in Chicago on Saturday, Robinson played 46 minutes, Dudley 47 minutes, and Rod Strickland played the full 48.
Foul on Harvey Grant. Mason is 2 of 3 at the line. And now Gary Trent is back, replacing Harvey Grant. Gary Trent, first-round draft pick, 8th pick overall, taken by the Milwaukee Bucks. And then he was dealt on draft day for Sean Respert and a 1996 first-round selection. Dudley. That is his 3rd field goal. He has 9 points.
It's a lot of points for Chris Dudley in the first half.
Knicks by 8. Make it 11 as Davis hits the 3.
Dudley's average so far this season is 6 points a game.
Strickland. Foul committed by Mason.
Charles Smith, his second personal, third.
Correction, it's on Smith, his second. And a timeout is called with 6.5 remaining first half.
The Maglite flashlight is a work of art that works. A Maglite flashlight is the brilliant gift idea for any occasion.
A new bright and friendly place with a clientele of sporting aficionados, Carney's Bar and Grill in Huntington. Conveniently located in the village, the menu offers not-to-be-missed American cuisine, a huge array of ales surrounded by non-stop sports action on 9 TV screens. Tuesday and Wednesday nights, get on the $2 beer bandwagon. Ladies' nights can't be beat on Thursday, and every night the party spills over to the dance floor. Carney's, a place for all seasons, all times, all tastes.
Raleigh Lexus of Glen Cove is pleased to announce the Lexus Certified Pre-Owned Sale. If you've been waiting to buy or lease a pre-owned Lexus, the time is now, with prices starting as low as $12,995. For this special event, Raleigh Lexus offers you a choice of reduced financing, reduced lease rates, a set of Cleveland Vass irons, or 2 sets of Rossignol skis. Hurry into the Raleigh Lexus Certified Pre-Owned Sale from November 1st through 15th only. Raleigh Lexus, where it costs no more to go first class.
Thank you, QBI. Thank you, QBI.
Thank you, QBI.
If you're presently in a go-nowhere job and considering a change of career, you can immediately take advantage of the exciting opportunities at QBI. Trained telecommunications, computer, and photocopier technicians have never been in greater demand. No matter what your age or experience, in just 21 short weeks, you can change your life. Call QBI right now for all the details at 1-800-331-1468.
Thank you, QBI.
Patrick Ewing now in his 11th season in the NBA. All these years has been used to carrying the team on his back. Take a look at the numbers from last year and this season after the first 6 games of last season and this season, and the numbers are almost identical for minutes, field goal attempts, and points. Patrick last year was coming off an injury situation, hadn't played in the preseason, so the numbers are the same this year. And I think one of the other interesting points is Harper and Mason. How about the difference in these two? Last season on the left, Harper and Mason average scoring. This year, dramatically more output from both of those players as the Knicks have sought and gotten more balance in their offense.
And both Harper and Mason more offensive-minded. Harper going to the bucket more frequently, going to the foul line more frequently. Nice move by Charles Smith, and the Knicks now lead 44-32.
So watching this game, if you're a Trailblazer fan or a coach, you're seeing many Knicks hurting your team.
And Trent converts on the reverse. 10-point. Knick lead just under 6 remaining in the first half. Marv Albert with John Andres from Portland. Start of the 3-game Western swing. Knicks play at Golden State on Thursday night. Nice drive by Hubert Davis. Thursday night at Golden State, and then Friday night in Denver before returning for the Vancouver Grizzlies at the Garden. 8 o'clock start on Sunday. Clifford Robinson. And he was hand-checked by Mason. Eric Hoffer getting set to return. Here he comes, replacing Gary Grant. Aaron McKee.
This move inside by Hubert Davis a moment ago. That was a physical layup, I thought, Marv. He was driving, and a lot of defenders were converging on him as he went the baseline. And he was able to beat and be very physical with the defense and succeed.
Robinson now 2 of 3 at the line.
We talked about the minutes, Marv, excuse me, a moment ago about how Cliff Robinson's playing so many minutes, currently 3rd in the NBA in total minutes played.
10-point lead for the Knicks. Now Mason posting up on Trent, going right at him, and then changed his mind. Shot clock at 7. Davis for 3 from way downtown, and Gilbert Davis is on a roll. 10 points for Davis. Oh, Strickland. Some confusion between Mason and Hopper.
They both thought he was going to stop. It was a great deceptive change of pace by Rod Strickland.
49-38, Knicks by 11. Oakley and Trent with the rebound. Robinson and a loose ball foul.
Rod Strickland a moment ago. Hopper dealing with him. Looks like Rod's going to stay behind perhaps and take a jump shot or use that pick, but no, he turned it up again and went in cleanly for a layup.
Loose ball foul on Anthony Cook, who had just checked in. And back come the Blazers.
Charles Smith was hoping for a whistle in his favor.
Oh, strong move by Trent. 9-point Nick lead.
Trent's been let out. As we mentioned earlier, he played 16 minutes combined on the total road trip of 4 games. He's dying to play.
Here is Smith for 3. Robinson for 3. Hopper and Davis in the backcourt. Smith with Mason and Oakley up front. Good position by Charles Smith. So the Knicks are up by 11.
Charles going without the face mask from that recent injury to his nose.
How about Orlando defeating Chicago earlier tonight? It counts, and the foul. Rod Strickland taking it to the basket, and he was fouled by Charles Smith.
Rod with a very quick move. As we mentioned, he plays big around the basket as well as outside, and he's not afraid to take a shot in order to get that hoop.
Orlando 94, Chicago 88. And the Magic 6-1 on top in the Atlantic. Now a half game over the Knicks. 23 for Jordan, 17 for Pippen. Penny Hardaway 36 points to lead the Magic. And Seattle beat Philadelphia 115-107. Hopper with the step. Rebounded by Trent. Strickland for McKee. McKee on the spin. So the Knicks lead is down to 6, and the Blazers have the crowd going with 2.5 left in the first half.
They're presenting their own balance now with the likes of McKee adding something.
Hopper off the mark on that 3-point attempt. And again, Strickland pushed it down. Aaron McKee, who did not face the Knicks at all last year, missed both games because of injuries. A major factor in this drive, leading to the Knicks timeout.
I'd have to say Larry's my best friend. The guy is a maniac for sports. He loves to play football. That's his sport, and he's the boss.
And he'll never, ever leave a game early. What is this, the Arctic Bowl? He's rolling out the tarp with him. Larry!
But all my life, Larry's always done me big favors.
Mike, Diane, Mike.
Hi. Very big favors.
Yes. Cheers, buddy.
When you're with a friend as good as Larry, shouldn't you have a Heineken?
In 1996, Panasonic will help televise the Olympic Games in a way you've never seen before. And the new Panasonic Super Flat System television will let you experience them with startling detail, color intensity, and the power of the Dome sound system.
Pay 0% interest until March 1996 at Nobody Beats the Whiz.
Super Flat System technology is changing the face of television.
As the official airline of the 1996 Olympic Games, Delta is setting the pace for business travelers with an event of its own, the Around the World Relay. It's a team event, coordinating thousands of flights a day to cities throughout the world. So you can go from one plane to another, one place to another, in record time. Delta Airlines.
Gary Trent has added a pile now, along with Aaron McKee. The Trailblazers presenting a lot of problems now for the Knicks.
Gary Trent out of Ohio University had not been getting the playing time. P.J. Carlissimo telling us earlier that he would give him a longer shot tonight, and Trent has played well, as has McKee. Mason going at Trent, beat him off the dribble and fouled. Anthony Cook coming over, committing the foul. Anthony Cook, a familiar name to those who follow the NBA closely, out of the University of Arizona. Signed as a free agent, has played with Denver, originally a first-round pick of Phoenix. Saw some time with Orlando and Milwaukee, a year in France, a year in Greece. Clifford Robinson checking back in. Buck Williams and Arvydas Sabonis, two injured members of the Portland Trailblazers. Buck's been out with an injured tendon in his left thumb. They're hoping he'll be back in about a week, although it's called day-to-day. And Sabonis bothered by the sprained ankle. Sabonis was originally a first-round pick of Portland back in 1986. He has generally been considered in his prime as the best player outside of the United States, although Tony Kukoc fans might debate that. Foul on Starks. Minute 36 remaining in this first half. There is Arvydas Sabonis, who preferred playing abroad, although he was a #1 draft pick. John, like yourself, a guy who speaks 5 languages. Unbelievable.
No, mine are dialects, Marv.
Yes.
Brooklyn, Manhattan, that type thing.
Oh, very funny. Very, very clever.
Sabonis, I was talking to Dick Carter before the game. New York fans remember him with the Knicks under Pat Riley. He's out here working with P.J. Carlissimo, raving about Sabonis. He's 7'3". He's played in 5 games this year, has made 6 of 10 from three-point range. They say he can match Cliff Robinson in three-point shooting, perhaps even beat him regularly in shooting contests. Said in his prime, he was a step quicker than Ewing, getting from end to end. I mean, they rave about this guy as a player. He's limping a bit now, but they're still hoping he can add a lot to them this season.
Nick lead is down to 4. They had led by as many as 13. Hopper going to the basket. What a move. He thought he was fouled. No call made.
There was plenty of contact, but it didn't stop Derek.
54-48 Knicks. 1 minute left of the half. As McKee sets up and then goes to the drive.
What a scrambling offensive player he is.
Aaron McKee, about 6'5", 200 pounds, out of Temple.
You know, the other thing, Marv, is we're not seeing or feeling John Starks out there. He's on the court, but McKee is just dominating him.
Strickland for three. So the Knicks lead is down to 1. Rod Strickland with 14. And you can hear the crowd reaction.
This crowd's always been like that, though. When the team's going well, they're very loud, and when they're not, they're invisible. You don't hear them at all.
Offers pass sailing to the crowd. 14 seconds remaining in the half. And the Blazers want to hold for a final shot. They've come from 13 down. They are within 1. Robinson. Clifford Robinson. 1/10 of a second to go. Hoffer unable to handle it. And Portland will walk off the court with a 1-point lead. Don Nelson apparently upset because he went out to greet Charles Oakley. He's handling it in low-key fashion, but he went to the center of the court. Usually likes to deal with situations immediately.
Very positive, though, and Charles was nodding in an affirmative way also.
So the Blazers up by 1 at halftime. We'll be right back.
You have the perfect shot, the perfect moment, but the flash doesn't go off. Next time, use Energizer brand batteries from Nobody Beats the Wiz.
A new bright and friendly place with a clientele of sporting aficionados, Carney's Bar and Grill in Huntington. Conveniently located in the village, the menu offers not-to-be-missed American cuisine, a huge array of ales surrounded by non-stop sports action on 9 TV screens. Tuesday and Wednesday nights, get on the $2 beer bandwagon. Ladies' nights can't be beat on Thursday, and every night the party spills over to the dance floor. Carney's, a place for all seasons, all times, all tastes.
Save me! Save me! Save me!
Consent of the NBA.
The Portland Trailblazers with a 19-5 run to close out the half over the last 4 minutes and 50 seconds to take a 1-point lead at halftime. The Knicks led by as many as 13. We'll be back in Portland shortly. Right here, let's check in with Bob Page at the MSG Sports Desk.
Thanks, Marv. Hi again, everybody. What a job Penny Hardaway continues to do stepping up for the injured Shaquille O'Neal. At Orlando tonight, he led the Magic to a 94-88 win over the Chicago Bulls, handing the Bulls their first loss of the season. Shaq saw his team trail by 3 at the half, but Orlando outscored the Bulls 23-14 in the third quarter. Penny's banked-in three-pointer to close the quarter put the Magic ahead 68-62. But the big play of the game came in the fourth stanza. With the Magic up 74-69, Pippen misses the dunk on the alley-oop. Dennis Scott comes back and drills a three-pointer. Hardaway had 36 points for the Magic, who are now 6-1. Michael Jordan led the Bulls with 23. Bulls today placed Dennis Rodman on the injured list with that calf problem. The Basketball Hall of Fame today nominated 20 people under consideration for enshrinement this year. Now, chief among the new nominees, and there are 5 of them, is George Gervin. He is a shoo-in, and Dennis Johnson and Nancy Lieberman, who also deserve enshrinement. As we have reported to you exclusively here on MSG Sports Desk, Buck Showalter will be named manager of the expansion Arizona Diamondbacks tomorrow. Buck was in Hartford tonight for a personal appearance. Our Michael Kay met him there. Among other issues, he asked Showalter why he thought Yankees fans rallied behind him after George Steinbrenner so stupidly let him get away.
I think maybe they felt like I had the same regard and feelings for the Yankees that they did, and they don't like turning that club over to just anybody. They want to make sure it's somebody that has the same dreams and aspirations for the Yankees that they do. And you can't fool fans, especially fans in New York City. They know when you're sincere, and they know when you really mean and back up what you're saying. And our players and organization allowed us to do that. And believe me, they'll continue to do it too.
Also in baseball, Seattle's Randy Johnson, and their unanimous choice today is American League Cy Young winner. Now these messages.
Sports Desk is brought to you by Adidas, the brand with the 3 stripes.
Muhammad Ali is my brother.
And now we'll play Mary Jo Fernandez, who defeated Chanda Rubin. In the first match of the night, seen live on MSG, Brenda Schultz ousted Maggie Maleva. And last, and certainly least, Tim Weatherspoon back in action tonight in one of these tacky boxing shows down at Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Yes, this is truly terrible Tim these days, but against the immortal Tim Poehler, you'd never have known it. Early second round, Weatherspoon takes the tomato can down, a second-round knockout. He's now 43-4 with 29 knockouts, still hoping for a big payday against somebody to help fund his IRA before he heads off into the sunset. We'll go back to Portland after we pause again for this timeout.
In business, you can't always count on having enough time. But you can.
Is pleased to announce the Lexus Certified Pre-Owned Sale. If you've been waiting to buy or lease a pre-owned Lexus, the time is now, with prices starting as low as $12,995. For this special event, Rally Lexus offers you a choice of reduced financing, reduced lease rates, a set of Cleveland Vass irons, or 2 sets of Rossignol skis. Hurry into the Rally Lexus Certified Pre-Owned Sale from November 1st through 15th only. Rally Lexus, where it costs no more to go first class.
Thank you, QBI. Thank you, QBI.
Thank you, QBI.
If you're presently in a go-nowhere job and considering a change of career, you can immediately take advantage of the exciting opportunities at QBI. Trained telecommunications, computer, and photocopier technicians have never been in greater demand. No matter what your age or experience, in just 21 short weeks, you can change your life. Call QBI right now for all the details at 1-800-331-1468.
Thank you, QBI.
Some of our announcers' clothing is furnished by Harry Ellis Menswear.
Welcome back to the Rose Garden in Portland, Oregon. Marv Albert along with John Andres. Blazers in a come-from-behind effort in the second quarter, down by as many as 13 now. Lead by 1, 55-54. Look at the scoring totals in the first half. For the Portland Trailblazers, Clifford Robinson leading the way, 6 of 13 from the field, 16 points. He comes in averaging 27 a game, which is second to Michael Jordan. Rod Strickland, 5 of 10 in his 22 minutes for 14 points. Aaron McKee with a good spurt in the second quarter, 5 of 7 overall for 9. Dudley, 8, and Trent with 4 points. While the Knicks led by Patrick Ewing, who played 18 minutes, 7 of 10 from the field, 15 points. Hubert Davis had the hot hand, 10 points in his 11 minutes of play. But John, on the subject of hot hand, Portland turning it around in the second quarter, struggling at the start, but they hit 14 of 19 from the field in the second quarter.
The key thing from their standpoint, Marv, is they kept competing. They played very hard. They were playing very poorly. The Knicks were running through them, but they kept digging, and they started getting contributions from other people, most notably Aaron McKee, and some other players too came off the bench to give them a big lift, something they've been lacking lately.
All right, to look at some of the highlights in the first half, a game that began very positively for the Knicks, as you see Harper come up with the steal.
Derek Harper was dominating on offense and on defense with a play like that. Derek's been on a roll lately. Hubert Davis came off the bench with 10 points, as you mentioned a moment ago, Marv, and went baseline in the second quarter for a very strong finish. And speaking about strong finishes, There aren't many guards in the NBA that can do what this man, Rod Strickland, can do when he gets up around the basket. He has all kinds of ways to get that ball in. On this last play by Cliff Robinson, notice Charles Oakley. Charles, it appeared, didn't come over and help out on Cliff Robinson's drive. Charles inbounded the ball as the half wound down, and then a moment later, Coach Don Nelson walked out on the court and greeted Charles. And our feeling is that he was talking to Charles about helping on a drive like that. He kind of watched it happen, didn't leave his man where he was in position to come over and bother Robinson on that drive.
Not quite the demeanor of Gil Hodges racing out to left field to get Cleon Jones, but still a surprise when you see the coach go all the way out to center court, but try to handle it in positive fashion. We'll be right back.
He's got stuff from last century.
8 tracks.
The best times we have are just when we sit down and pick up the guitars and play what comes to our heads. Jake's just a great friend.
Western on his backstage passes.
Yes, everybody loves him. Not too sure the neighbors do, though.
When you're with a friend as good as Jake, shouldn't you have a Heineken?
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by Mobil Super Plus Detergent Gasoline. Mobil, how could we help you? And by Coca-Cola. Always jamming, always Coca-Cola.
Back in Portland, third quarter just getting underway. Shot clock is now down to 5. Starks able to shake loose. Won't count. Offensive foul. John Starks hit with the personal.
John's got to think some defense now, and he's certainly capable of it with McKee as the target.
Well, the Blazers with a 14 of 19 spree in the second quarter. Knicks did not shoot badly, 8 of 16. Nice pass. Clifford Robinson with 18. Pretty setup from Rod Strickland, and the Knicks are now down by 3 after leading by as many as 13.
Very interesting move by the Trailblazers. Starks and Mason both got run into by the Portland offensive combination there, springing Robinson free.
Harvey Grant picked up the foul.
Take a look at this move now. You can see Starks and Mason were totally run into each other. Strickland set that up, and all of a sudden Robinson was wide open.
Now that was number 4 on Harvey Grant, who's not been able to get himself a game. Only 2 points, sits down, replaced by Gary Trent, who had his moments in the second quarter. We welcome you to MSG's presentation of late night basketball, the first of 3 such events. The trip continuing at Golden State. Don Nelson makes his return to Oakland. That'll be Thursday night at 10:30 New York time, and Friday night in Denver, starting at 9 New York time. It's coming up on 11:20 back in the East. A minute gone by in this third quarter, and the Knicks are down by 1. Robinson played by Oakley, and a foul. It's on Oakley. Called for the block. The Trailblazers come in with a record of 2-4. Saturday night they lost in Chicago. A tough loss to the Bulls, 110-106. Although Portland shot very well at 51%. And the Blazers have just completed a stretch playing 4 games in 5 days, but they lost 3 of 4 on that road trip.
And a bad loss in the beginning of the trip to the Nets by 20 points. And that one they got killed off the board, 60-40, allowing 25 offensive rebounds. Here tonight in the first half, they have produced more rebounds than the Knicks, only by 4, but they've done a good job.
Ewing. And he drew the foul. Chris Dudley picks it up. Gilbert Davis will check in early. Hubert had the good second quarter, and he's come on for, let's see, will come on for John Starks.
Dudley had an excellent first half with 8 points and 8 rebounds and 20 minutes of playing time.
For New York, Hubert Davis.
Starks with 6 points.
This is one of those two-guard nights as a problem for the Knicks so far. Starks and Hubert Davis both have to think defense with McKee, who's posed a lot of problems.
Portland by 1. Trent rejected emphatically by Ewing. And now Ewing with the pass for Mason and the return. Yes, no, it won't count. It will not count. A traveling violation.
Yes, no, Marv, you were right. But what a beautiful sequence for Ewing and his athleticism. A big block, but it's a block that he controlled beautifully. One dribble, gave it up, got it back. Monster dunk, but he took a step too many.
Here's Trent. I believe that was my first yes-no of the season.
Yes, it was.
61-58 Portland.
We do count them, you know.
Mason. Ewing's pass picked off by McKee. Nice lead for Trent. Portland pushing the ball so effectively, and they now lead by 5.
How about Trent motoring at 6'8", 240 pounds.
8 points for Trent. 2.5 gone by in the third.
Ewing emerges now as the man once again. He was unstoppable in the first half, and that's the man the Knicks have to go to.
Had a force it just did beat the 24. Clifford Robinson for 3. Trailblazers in the midst of another run, and they are up by 7. Hopper. 66-60. Now 6-point lead. The scoreboard incorrect a moment ago, not including the 3 by Robinson. So it's now a 6-point Portland lead.
Clifford Robinson alone has made 22 3-point shots this season. This is now their 7th game. 22. The Knicks have made 35 as a team.
3-second violation gives it back to the Knicks. Tough week for the Trailblazers. They have Sacramento here on Thursday. The Sacramento Kings off to the terrific start, record of 5-1. Oakley, yes. Charles Oakley brings the Knicks within 4.
How long has it been since someone would describe a tough week starting with the Sacramento Kings? Maybe never.
Strickland posting up on Hopper. Strickland, high speed. Trent comes up short. Strickland rejected, but a count. It's a goaltend. Strickland receiving credit off the goaltend by Ewing.
There is plenty of quickness now from the Trailblazers around their basket.
Portland leading 68-62. Ewing. It is now a 4-point Portland lead. 19 for Patrick Ewing.
Ewing is in position to help his teammates a lot now because Dudley is not an offensive threat for the most part.
Ewing stepping out to break up the pass, but last touch by Oakley.
Patrick coming out to get a piece of that pass now with his long arms.
McKee, nice fake, rejected by Ewing, who's very active. But Aaron McKee equally active. able to hit off glass. Davis off the spin. Rebounded by Dudley. Strickland, look away for Trent. Ewing rebounds. Oakley. And again, Dudley pulls it down. The pass nearly picked off. Robinson for three. The quickness of the Blazers bothering the Knicks. Don Nelson will talk it over.
To apply for your Discover card, just call 1-800-DISCOVER.
The whole personality of this game has changed. By the sound you're hearing, you know who's in favor. 9-point lead now for Portland. They are simply outplaying, out-hustling the Knicks at this stage.
John, the last 10 minutes, Portland has outscored the Knicks 37-15. Ewing. Back comes Strickland. 3-on-2. Strickland. It will be Knick ball. Starks racing down, trying to beat McKee. Good hustle by John Starks. As the Knicks got a fast break out of it, Portland did not get back. 73-66. Blazers up with just under 6 minutes left in the third.
A basket like that's very important. It's very undramatic, but it's so important to the Knicks that they get used to striking and succeeding.
Robinson. And back comes Starks. Starks and Hopper now in the backcourt. Ewing, Mason, and Oakley up front. Mason being played by the rookie Trent. Mason going right at him. Anthony Mason during that last Knick timeout very upset with his teammates coming off that Portland run. Five-point Blazer lead. McKee trying to post up Starks. Strickland lost it. Substitution for the Knicks. Charles Smith replacing Charles Oakley, who leaves with 6 points, 3 fouls. Ewing and Dudley battle for position. Ewing.
Well, he's convinced that he can beat Dudley every time, but Dudley's doing a pretty good job now.
Robinson played by Smith. Not a good shot. Hopper using the pick and drew the foul. Trent call for his second.
After that last timeout, Anthony Mason came off the court with a very unhappy face. A lot to say. It's so important that a player give off energy, but it has to be in a positive way, even in times of stress. And Mason's remarks have to be positive. Whatever he's saying to his teammates cannot be disruptive or have an effect of separating people. It's got to be a coming together effort.
Well, the Knicks are within 3 with 4:20 left in the third quarter. Trent checking the clock. And Mason on the rebound, looking to run. This time the Trailblazers got back. Smith with the room. Rebounded by Trent. Picked off by Hopper. He telegraphed the pass following the pump. Harper for three. Yes. Not a bad sequence.
Wow. So easy. That was like a layup the way he shot that.
But it was the steal by Harper that set it up. He finishes with the three, and the game is tied.
At Nobody Beats the Whiz, we can't promise your work will be any less a grind. We will promise you access.
Experienced people at Jarrow Building Industries. When you call Jarrow at 1-800-REMODEL, you'll be working with talented professionals who will take you through every critical step of your remodeling project, designed to fit your budget. Jarrow Builders has been providing quality remodeling work for over 29 years and offers a 3-year warranty on workmanship and materials. Call Jarrow Builders today at 1-800-REMODEL and begin to work with the best.
Well, this trip is beginning with quite a tilt here in Portland. Game tied right now, but the trip continues also for the Knicks. After they leave Portland, they'll march on to Golden State and then Denver. Busy week.
Thursday night in Oakland against the Warriors, 10:30 New York time. 3:25 remaining, third quarter. Knicks with a 9-0 run, but Trent able to end that. And Portland is up 75-73. Trent is 5 of 10 from the field. He has 10 points, along with 6 rebounds. Ewing and Dudley shoving each other. Ewing's pass batted by Dudley.
Got to be a little deception on those passes.
The Knicks with 7 on the 24. Ewing, yes. 21 for Patrick Ewing, and he's tied the game at 75. Another strong performance by Rod Strickland. Good job by Mason fronting Robinson, and an illegal defense called against the Knicks, their first violation. I mentioned the final score, Orlando knocking off Chicago, previously unbeaten Chicago. Atlanta over Charlotte, 111.
Watch the quick
104, despite 34 for Larry Johnson. Seattle has defeated Philadelphia 115-107. And Milwaukee beat San Antonio by 14. Starks, Cole was fouled, can't believe it.
That's unbelievable.
And Harper able to recover. Don Nelson walking over to center court area to complain about that call or non-call.
Even an opponent in the park would admit he committed a foul like that.
Stepped out of bounds. And Portland will get it back. Technical foul has just been called on John Starks.
That's ridiculous. I mean, that was missed so badly. You got to let the player express himself as Ewing tries to calm John Starks down.
John Starks. Crowd reacting to the announcement of the technical. Aaron McKee will shoot the tee.
I mean, Starks wasn't ranting and raving. He might have been saying something, but he wasn't completely out of control. Take another look at now. It's Starks going in for the shot a moment ago. No whistle.
One-point Portland lead with 2:10 left in the third quarter. Charles Oakley said the other day that some of our guys are a little out of control, mentioning John Starks and Anthony Mason. For the Knicks, it's their 11th technical in 7 games.
Now, John Starks is in danger now. He was physical with McKee, but he walks it off. One more technical, and he's gone. And he knows it.
Portland with the ball. They lead by 1. Knicks at one point led by as many as 13. Portland is led by 9.
It's a very fast game, Mark.
Strickland. And Ewing with the rebound.
Maybe I'm just enjoying it a lot.
Ewing. Starks. Yes. Three-pointer for John Starks. And I would have to say he is revved up.
He patiently waited. He held his spot until he got the ball, and he was ready.
The Knicks lead 78-76. McKee off the fake. Dudley did not expect the pass. And here's Starks. Trying to lead Harper. Recovered by Mason. What a play by Anthony Mason. Concluding with the sweeping drive to give the Knicks a 4-point edge.
You see plays like that, you just have to appreciate Mason's hands, how reliable they are.
Mason with 12, 45 seconds remaining, third quarter. They double up on Strickland. Robinson. And he caught his own pass. It's a traveling violation. He was played very well by Mason. And now Oakley replaces Mason. Mason did not want to go out.
Oh, he just rolled his head back when he found out he was leaving the floor.
On the turnover, back come the Blazers. Strickland with the fake. Ewing went for it, but was able to recover. Knicks wanted a 3-second call. Rod Strickland cuts it to a 2-point lead.
He's so smart. He's so good on the floor, Strickland, with his decisions and how he recognizes opportunity.
10 seconds remaining in the third. Harper for Smith, who bobbled and is called for a travel.
Pass came into him a little high. Stay awake, young man.
It appeared that Anthony Mason was upset when he was taken out. Here's Robinson firing and hitting. Clifford Robinson from midcourt, a three-pointer at the buzzer, and Portland leads by 1.
With a newly enhanced Vortec 4300 V6 engine,
now it's time for the MCS Cannon quote book. Hey, listen to this. Charles Oakley on technicals. One thing about guys in this team, we're in the official spaces too much. Starks and Mason, if you want to know the names, Charles always has a lot to say, and he doesn't hold back when asked who and what and who you're pointing your finger at. But that's not big news.
I have a feeling Charles will be featured for the most part on our MCS Cannon quote book.
Yes, MCS Cannon. Let us show you the possibilities.
Harvey Grant stepped out of bounds. Fourth quarter is underway. And a 1-point lead for the Blazers off that 3-point half-court shot by Cliff Robinson, who is 4 for 8 from downtown. Smith and Dudley pulls down the rebound. Clifford Robinson has 29 points. He had 13 in the third. Oh, Strickland got the step. 83-80 Blazers. Knicks have Smith with Ewing and Oakley up front. Harper and Starks in the backcourt. Derek Harper continuing the good shooting. He has 16 points, and the Knicks trail by 1.
Boy, is he looking for his shots more and more this season, and is he delivering.
Grant block. Again, the block by Ewing, stopping Dudley. Consecutive rejections by Patrick Ewing.
Good defense by Strickland.
And a loose ball foul off the bad pass.
First team foul for Patrick Ewing and Derek Harper. Anthony Mason.
Anthony Mason now checking back in. Patrick Ewing departing with 21 points.
You know, it's interesting to me, Marv, we're sitting right next to the bench, and Mason's having his little private tantrums, and Don Nelson isn't paying any attention to it.
It's a three-point attempt by James Robinson. Look out. Ewing on the attempted save lands in the crowd. Well, you flash back to the last couple of years with Pat Riley as the coach, and the looks from Mason obviously bothered Pat Riley. He did not accept it.
Well, looking at Anthony's behavior in the last several minutes, if we turned it back a year ago, I think Pat Riley might have had a much stronger reaction than Don Nelson is having now. Don actually has no reaction, just letting him go.
Mason putting moves on Dudley, and then a tough pass to handle thrown to Grant. Not a good pass from Mason. Now Rod Strickland will get a rest. Randolph Childress, the rookie from Wake Forest, played a couple of minutes in the first half, coming on and working at the point guard position against Grant. Actually interesting to think how Don Nelson will handle this type of situation as Dudley is able to hit. I mean, Don will get in players' faces, but he'll try to do it in a positive manner, as we saw at the end of the half with Charles Oakley. But he's coming off a difficult situation. You see the illegal defense. The scenario with Chris Webber. And I would think that he's thinking that he does not want to have a blow-up. And I think that all contributes to the way you handle players, unfortunately.
Well,
but there are different styles, different coaches.
I think what he's doing, Marv, too, is he's allowing everyone's personality to express itself. When it comes down to action on the court, then he's jumping in if he sees something he doesn't like. But as far as the personalities of the players, he's just letting it all go, letting it all flow along, and see what happens. Perhaps Mason will end up, winning the game with all of his anxiety and anger he has. And then what we witnessed will mean nothing.
Smith, strong move, but not able to hit. Knicks able to keep it alive, and then turn it over. Oh, what a pass! Clifford Robinson for Harvey Grant. And Portland is up by 4.
Plenty of time for the Knicks to sharpen up here now, and that's just what they have to do.
And now Patrick Ewing getting set to return.
Oakley and Smith are not adding much offensively now. They just can't seem to find the touch.
Robinson with the pick. Shot clock at 7. Clifford Robinson. 31 for Clifford Robinson. And the Knicks call for time.
Dad?
Schedule. You can see in Golden State, the MCS Cannon Knicks game night a half hour before the game. Friday night over to Denver, 9 o'clock start there. And Sunday, the Knicks return home to Madison Square Garden in Vancouver. It's an 8 o'clock game. Also preceded by MCS Cannon Knicks game night.
The Knicks are trailing 89-83. Starks way off on that three-point attempt. So Portland gets it back. Patrick Ewing is back on the floor. He's up front with Oakley and Mason. Starks and Grant at the guards. Grant trying to pick up the foul call on Childress. Nice back tap. James Robinson.
Boy, he can dribble that ball low when he switches hands.
Nice ball movement. Childress touched the rim. And the Knicks upset. They felt that it was last touched by Clifford Robinson. But the call last touched by the Knicks. And Portland with the new 24. Don Nelson reinserting Derek Harper. He'll come on in a moment.
Trailblazers operating their offense similar to the Knicks, allowing guys to go one-on-one.
Starks. John Starks taking advantage of the steal. Portland leads by 4. It has been a good one here at the Rose Garden. Capacity crowd better than 21,000 on hand. And a foul is called. A little shove there.
Gary Grant, New York, foul is first. New York second.
Foul on Grant. Rod Strickland is checking back in. John Starks sitting down for Derek Harper.
A little bit of a surprise now with Starks going out. Grant still remaining on the floor, and Don Nelson deciding to let the 2 point guards work together.
Starks with 13 points. There's Cook. Anthony Cook with a rare contribution to the offense.
I think this is a defensive move by Nelson, recognizing Grant's ability to get in a guy's face.
91-85 Portland. Ewing on the drop step, yes, and it counts. The foul called on Cook.
Anthony Cook
Ewing to the line. He is 3 of 3 at the line. Chris Dudley will check back in.
What a strong move by Ewing, powering his way in, taking it to the man. Cook is only 6'9", and Ewing recognized he could get that shot off by taking it right to him.
The Knicks lead is 4 with 6.5 remaining in the fourth quarter. Open shot for Grant. Harvey Grant has been quiet. It's only his 3rd field goal. He has 6 points.
Nice execution with Grant ready for that ball.
Ewing off a double team. Grant with the rebound. 6-point Blazer lead. Rod Strickland checking with P.J. Carlissimo over at the bench. Beautiful move by Strickland. 24 points along with 11 assists for the product of the South Bronx, Rod Strickland.
You know, after that dribble and the penetration, it almost looked like a slow motion move.
Harper had it knocked away, and the Knicks will have 7 on the 24. Rod Strickland and P.J. Carlissimo have been, you might say, at odds this past 2 years. That's been their relationship. Nice play by Clifford Robinson, deflecting it off Charles Oakley. Portland able to turn it around in the second quarter after the slow start. They hit 14 of 19 from the field in the second. They were down by as many as 13 points. Strickland looking to post up.
Harper not allowing it.
And the foul is on Grant.
New York foul. Gary Grant is second. New York's 3rd team foul.
Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, and drink responsibly, because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser, and wasn't that a sweet move by Strickland?
Down to 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Mason called for the foul. That is his second.
New York foul. Anthony Mason is second.
Mason is seething. That life.
For the Blazers, Clifford Robinson.
You kind of like to have him on the edge a little bit. You don't want him to lose it. But if you're on his club, you want the fire used correctly.
It's just difficult, though, when a member of a team points fingers at another member of the team. It's just not taken well. And it's hard to read, though, because he's churning so much all the time. You don't know if it's going at the other team or at space or at the officials or at you. Hopefully it's not going to his teammates.
96-87. Portland opening up a 9-point lead. Mason. Nice pass for Hopper. So Derek Hopper will go to the line. John Starks is back, replacing Gary Grant. Now on Clifford Robinson. And Derek Hopper to the line. He's 3 of 4 at the line.
Well, P.J. Carlissimo, Marv, as you recall, told us before the game, he said, I think our team is a lot better than people think. And they started out with a road trip, which is hard for any team. And his confidence has been renewed with the performance of this team tonight. It isn't just Strickland and Robinson leading the way. I'd also like to say hello to Pete's parents, who follow him very closely. PJ's parents, rather. Pete Carlissimo and his lovely wife, Lucy. PJ's folks, who are his biggest fans, obviously.
And you also, Robinson is not able to hit Dudley, and handled by Starks.
Pay attention to the game, Mark.
Was that a hello to OJ also?
No, that was what we call a slip of the lip.
I see. Hopper for Ewing. And a loose ball foul is called.
Actually, it was my version of a yes-no.
I see. Oakley on the foul. So the Trailblazers to the line with the Knicks over the limit. 4:08 remaining in this fourth quarter. And it's Portland by 7 as Rod Strickland will shoot a pair. 75% free throw shooter last year. Portland's most valuable player the past 2 years, voted by his teammates. I mentioned the assist total. Rod with 12 tonight. He was 4th in the league last year, averaging 9 per game.
Rod has the franchise for this team on use of tape on the hands, as you can see. 3 fingers on the right, 2 on the left, the right wrist, and it must mean that's how he plays better. A lot of people would think he's hurting, but there's no sign of him hurting.
Strickland able to get to that loose ball. Clifford Robinson posting up. Good play by Mason. Shot clock at 5. Robinson fires it. Dudley on the rebound. Mason with 3.5 remaining in the fourth. Nice spin and lost it. So the Trailblazers get it back. Portland leads by 8. Good play by Hopper, breaking it up. Hopper, and he does it again. Got a piece of the ball to get possession, and then finishes off the sequence with the jump shot, leading to the Blazer timeout.
The Maglite flashlight is a work of art that works. A Maglite flashlight is the brilliant gift idea for any occasion.
Here's you. Shot. Nice give and go.
Boy, what a beauty.
Knicks action returns to Madison Square Garden as Big East favorite Georgetown headlines this year's 16-team field of the preseason NIT. Other top teams hoping to win a trip to New York City include Arkansas, Michigan, Georgia Tech with New York's own Stephon Marbury, Temple, Arizona, and Oklahoma as the road to the championship runs through the Garden. Catch the semifinal doubleheader on November 22nd, followed by the championship doubleheader on November 24th. The preseason NIT. Get your tickets now.
.305 remaining in the fourth quarter. Blazers with a 97-91 lead.
Knicks have to be perfect here at this end of the court.
3-second violation. And a 3-second violation on Harvey Grant. So the Knicks get it back, down by 6 points.
John Starks in his three-point shooting range, along with Harper out there now.
Ewing with the spin. 25 for Ewing. It's a 4-point Blazer lead.
Boy, did he play big on that. Big strides. Great body language on that move by Ewing.
25 points along with 13 rebounds, 6 blocked shots. Sensational all-around game for Patrick Ewing. Grant drawing the double team and foul.
Ewing went over to help out, and Starks had to guard 2 big people for a split second under the basket. Fortunately, the Knicks didn't get hurt by that.
Foul on Ewing, his second. Knicks over the limit. And Harvey Grant, 71% free throw shooter last year, and that's what he is this season. Harvey Grant spent 5 years with the Bullets. This is 3rd year with Portland. And his production has gone down. Last year averaged only 9 points per game. Good hustle on the rebound. Dudley and Robinson controlling it. It gives Portland another possession. Battle between Mason and Robinson. 2 minutes. Strickland shooting. And Mason with the box out.
Mason was really massaging Robinson. Boy, is that fatiguing what Mason does to an opponent.
Ewing. Going at Dudley again. The Knicks are within 3. A minute and 40 left in the fourth. Grant being played by Davis. Knicks going with a 3-guard setup. Strickland lost it. And, well, I think he, was that deflected or he just stopped the dribble and start again? I don't know, but Clifford Robinson hits a clutch shot to extend to a 5-point lead. Timeout called by the Knicks.
Hustling and bustling for this season's best values can be a breeze if you shop.
Nobody does it like you.
1:20 to go. The Blazers nursing this 5-point lead. Let's take a look at our Coke Classic play. Go back to 1989. Rick Pitino, Knicks coach. The Knicks down by 20 in the 3rd quarter. Rod Strickland goes to work.
And that's Rod Strickland of the New York Knicks doing it against the Trailblazers, who were led by Clyde Drexler, who had a sensational game with 42 points.
Knicks come back to win 120 to 116. And that was a classic in Knick history and in Rod Strickland's career.
Here's that last play. I was wondering if it was a discontinuous. It was not, because it went off the leg of Patrick Ewing within the crowd, so he was able to pick up the dribble again.
Well, he lost possession in that.
5-point lead for the Blazers. Minute 10 remaining in this fourth quarter. Ewing with the three-point attempt. And a loose ball foul on Anthony Mason.
Ewing just signaling over to Hubert Davis, my fault. Patrick perhaps realizing that he was hasty in taking that long shot with over a minute to go.
Shooting for Portland, Cliff
Grant limping. Clifford Robinson, 6 of 8 at the line. Only a 69% free throw shooter last year.
His 7th year in the NBA after being a second-round draft pick out of the University of Connecticut.
And Grant sitting down, replaced by James Robinson, comes hobbling to the sideline. Now, this is a guy who you would think normally would have been a first-round pick. A lot of questions about Clifford Robinson while he was at Connecticut, so he dropped to the second round. 7-point lead for the Blazers.
Oh, the Knicks electing to go with 3-point shots now. When they go in, you look smart, but when they don't, you don't look smart, because there was ample time to get a couple of 2-point shots, better shots.
And the foul on Harper. And the Trailblazers hearing it from this capacity crowd. It's been a happy homecoming for this team off a rugged road trip. James Robinson, who is not a good free throw shooter, on the line for 2.
This is their second home game. In their second game of the season, they beat Utah. They've been on the road the rest of the way.
PJ in his second year as head coach of Portland after 12 seasons, and much praise for the job that he did at Seton Hall. Had enormous success at Seton Hall. It will be Nick Ball. 40 seconds remaining in the fourth. Picked off by Clifford Robinson. And the foul on Patrick Ewing. 7-point lead for the Trailblazers. Rod Strickland back to the line.
For Portland, Rod Strickland.
For Strickland, who is now 5 of 8 at the line. And a timeout called by the Knicks. 32 and 8/10 seconds remaining in the fourth. Portland leads by 8.
There are sure to be a few records.
Every woman's fantasy. Come on, what do you want for $2?
Have you had your break today?
Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, drink responsibly, because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser.
.32 and 8/10 seconds to go in this fourth quarter. The Knicks with 1 full timeout and a 20. And an 8-point lead for the Trailblazers. This after a shaky first quarter. The Knicks led by as many as 13. They had a 15-0 run at one stretch. But Portland with 14 13 of 19 shooting in the second quarter. Able to turn it back around to take the lead at the half. It will count, and the foul. So Ewing to the line looking for a three-point play. Dudley called on the foul.
Marv, I had mentioned this was the second home game for Portland, actually the third. They had a shocking opening night on November 3rd against the Grizzlies, Vancouver's team. They lost by 12. And that was a very unhappy Rose Garden crowd to open up the NBA season, that's for sure.
Foul on Ewing with 25 seconds left. 6-point Blazer lead. And once again, Rod Strickland to the line. Portland leads 104-97. Knicks had won 4 of the last 5 here in Portland. And a timeout is called. New York. So we will take a break. It's Portland by 7. We'll be right back.
Are maintaining their strength here in the closing minutes as the Knicks try and shoot their way back into it. They've gone to the threes. They can't get much out of their forwards tonight at the offensive end. It's back to Patrick Ewing carrying away. John Starks has been quiet. He's been very busy with Aaron McKee. McKee's played an excellent game, and the Trailblazers have come together as a team in this game in a big way.
Down to 23 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. 7-point Portland lead. Starks putting the move on McKee. Blazers did not want to commit a foul. It's down to a 5-point lead, and now the fouls. John Starks. Aaron McKee.
I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
13 of 14 at the line this season.
Shooting for Portland, Aaron McKee.
Aaron McKee with Clyde Drexler gone, emerging as the starting shooting guard. Also a good defensive player. Very solid fundamentally, and has done it tonight despite having to wear that protective mask. Some resemblance to what Jim Carrey wore in the motion picture, The Mask. Foul is given again as McKee missed both. It's on Ewing. Isn't that Stanley Ipkiss?
Very good. A lot of work tonight for the Trailblazers' main players. Again, Clifford Robinson 44 minutes, Dudley 42, Strickland 43 minutes, Mason 46 minutes for the Knicks.
Aaron McKee, who came into tonight hitting 11 of 12 at the line, has missed 3 in a row. Crowd trying to encourage him. 16 and 3/10 seconds left in the fourth. Whoa! Missed 4 straight. It's only a 5-point lead, but Gilbert Davis coming up short. Well, the Knicks receiving the break at the line Friday night against the Bullets. Not able to take advantage here. Ewing is called for the foul, and that is number 6. So Ewing has fouled out 29 points, 16 rebounds, 6 blocked shots.
Big game for Patrick. You mentioned Friday night. That was Juwan Howard, Marv, who missed 4 in the stretch for the Bullets. It cost them the game.
And here's Chris Dudley to the line, although he has been on fire tonight. 2 of 3 at the line. Only 8 and 4/10 seconds remaining. 5-point Portland lead. Makes it 3 out of 4, and obviously enjoying it. Well, Chris Dudley hearing it from the crowd. 11 points and 16 rebounds for Dudley. Final seconds. Hopper. And that will wrap it. The Portland Trailblazers with a solid effort. They defeat the New York Knicks 105-99. So the Blazers go to 3-4, and the Knicks suffer their first defeat on the road. They're now 5-2, and it ends a 3-game win streak for the Knicks. Blazers with the win here at the Rose Garden. We'll be back to recap it in a moment.